Why, hello there YouTube and welcome to a Who review. I am Davros and I'm a Whovian, and today I review Doctor Who Timelash. So this is a two-part serial from 1985 which stars Colin Baker as the Doctor. So, a time corridor called the Timelash has been set up to punish dissidents on the planet Karfel, dumping them alive but permanently into Earth's early history. The TARDIS runs into it and the Doctor thereafter finds a society with advanced technology it shouldn't have, along with an unnerving aspect of relativity surface of any kind. So yeah, and we find that the Borad is not just some kind old guy or some wise old guy that punishes those in the Timelash, but is actually a disfigured creature that's ugly and looks like a half-mutated creature. We also get a big blue android in there too, and also a young guy named Herbert who sneaks his way onto the TARDIS when the Doctor has to save one of the people that is thrown into the Timelash. And of course, he sneaks his way onto the TARDIS, and he is revealed to be none other than H.G. Wells. And of course, the Doctor, has to deal with him later and stop the Timelash and the Borad. And of course the Borad falls to his own demise into the Timelash, where the Doctor states that he will be seen again in Loch Ness. Kind of, I'm like thinking, what, so he's like the Loch Ness monster from Terror of the Zygons? So yeah, that's like the essential plot. What did I like about this one? Well, this is... the Doctor has supposedly been there before when he was the third Doctor. We get a call back to that, and also a mention to Joe Grant as well during this adventure. So this kind of like makes itself out to be a sequel to a story that I believe didn't happen on screen or something like that with the third Doctor. I'm not sure, but yeah, this kind of like makes it out to be a sequel to a serial that I don't think's ever been made with John Pertwee, but we do get a little portrait cameo of him, in there. I thought Colin Baker was great, in this as well, and also the Borad practical makeup effects on that creature, but also the old man who posed as, or they used to pose as the Borad. A whole fake out thing. That actor again had been used a few years before in the 1981 serial The Keeper of Traken, where he was the Keeper. I also liked that this was a two-parter. It was about an hour and a half in total, 45 minutes each. In 1985, a lot of the serials were that two-parters, two 45-minute episodes, except for the Three Doctors. That was a three-part one. But still, I guess they were trying a different numbering, a different aspect back then, instead of the usual two-part 25-minute episodes. I think, well, John Nathan Turner did experiment with it with Resurrection of the Daleks due to scheduling conflicts, and I guess tried it for a full serial after. I thought the runtime was fairly decent and alright, and Colin Baker and Nicola Bryant, they were at their best, I think, in this. Of course, some of the visual effects were a bit lazy, like the Timelash, but again, probably due to budgetary reasons, they had to try and make do with what they had. But the effects they were good for their time, I guess. And also, you know, Doctor Who is all about been making poor practical effects, but they've always somehow worked. But some have really stuck out like sore thumbs. But this one, it was all right. I thought the Borad was a very interesting antagonist, and it's like this whole monstrous like sea creature. So I thought that was okay, and like I say, I like the 80s aesthetic of this one. You know, it's mid-80s Doctor Who. Also, this era was landing itself in hot water at the time with its violence, which obviously the show wasn't ready for. Audiences and that weren't ready for at the time, but I'd say paved the way for Doctor Who now. But yeah, this was an okay one, I thought. You know, like a good, you know, just, you know, I find that this is one of Colin Baker's best, in my opinion. That, and I feel like Colin Baker had 3 good serials back to back. You know, with Revelation of the Daleks before, or was that after? And then the 2 Doctors. I can't remember which order they go in now, but yeah, like I say, Doctor Who Timelash, well, is to me one of Colin Baker's best outings as the Doctor. So I think I've said all I need to say. What am I going to rate this? I will give the performances an 8, the writing an 8, the visuals a 7, and my personal, I'll give it an 8. So yeah, there you go. There is my Who review for Doctor Who Timelash. Have you seen this one? Let me know down in the comments below, and if you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and to share with your friends, and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and to hit that notification bell. All of my social media links are linked down below in the description, so you can check all that out. I've been Davros the Whovian, and this has been a Who review. So, until next time, run for your life.